Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Yuki, the trainer from AiHouse. In this video, we are going to talk about how do designers check the cabinets after they're finished their designs and going to place the order to the JEGA Cloud Factory. I will divide it into 3 points. The first is the note for design, the second is the note for check, third is the note for the order. Let's go to check the first part. When you finish in the designs, what you need to do is to get into the checked mode. You can hit Ctrl 7 to get into the checked mode, and then the cabinet will be like this type. There are many colors on them. What you need to know is that if the cabinet it's not transparent, which means they cannot be produced. Like at the right picture, the top filler is not transparent, which means it cannot be produced. And for those transparent ones, which means they can be producible. And there are more color inside. For the grooved one, which means those are grooved. And you can see this line. And for the red one, which means there are some overlap there. Like at here, this red means there are some overlap here, so you need to change the overlap positions. Next is the orange and yellow. It is the color for the edge banding. And for the orange one, it is for the thin edge banding. And for the yellow one, it is for the thin edge banding. And you can see they are shown in this image. And the last one is the shelf engraved and the transparent shelf. And shelf engraved means the movable shelves and the normal shelf. And the transparent shelf means these fixed shelves. You can see it here. And the shelves in green means the movable shelves. Next, we are going to talk about the top filler. And for the top filler, you cannot use the install function and appear the top molding to install the top filler, because the top filler installed by this way will only restore the data and cannot install the hardware or install the connector for production. So if you want to install the fillers for the wardrobe, there are 2 methods for you. And the first way is to select this cabinet and right click. Here has this filler stripe. Then you just come here to use top styling panel. Then it will install the top filler for you. You can hold Ctrl 7 to see that it is transparent, which means it can be produced. And after you check it is okay, you can hold Ctrl 1 and Ctrl 2 to back to the outline and material mode. Then the second method is go to the left side. Here have this decorative part. You just left click this one and find the suitable fillers here. You just drag and drop it here. Then you can go to the right side to change its parameters. And let's Ctrl 7 to see that it also can be produced. So this is the 2 methods for use to install the fillers for the wardrobe and cabinets. Now it is the art keyboard. For the art keyboard, before you placing the order, you need to go to the special parameter and then find this art keyboard production size and change it to need. Then it will be like this type. Under this type, it can be producible. However, before changing this, remember to do the render first. Or if you're doing the render under this type, it will show like this. Like this one, this art side cabinet, you just select this one and go to the right side, more parameters. Here to find this skirting parameters, this art keyboard production size, select here to no need. Then you can see this art keyboard size is changed. Next is for the cabinet group. When placing an order for the group cabinet in AiHouse, it can cause connector overlap during the installation of the connectors in JEGA Cloud AiCutlist, as many 18mm panel will generate connectors, like these pictures. So when you install the cabinets, there is no need to generate the connector between 2 of them, then you don't need to group them. If you already grouped them, you can select all of them and press Ctrl B to ungroup them, like now in AiHouse. And for this top cabinet and for this wardrobe, there is no need to group them. However, if you have already grouped them, like you can see, I now have grouped them together. You just Ctrl B to ungroup them. So now you have ungrouped them successfully. If you want to use the door with the copper stripe, you can select those which can be produced, and then you can generate the output data for them. You can click on the door panel to modify the width and depth of the copper or the aluminum stripe group. Like for this straight cabinet, we just right-click the wall, and here are doors, door style. Find this flap door, card stripe stroke. Select it, and then find models that have this prompt like producible, producible. Like for this type, you just double left click, select it, and then hit the B key to enter the panel select mode. Select this one. Go to the right side. Here you can see all the door lift information. Scroll down, you can see the special parameters. And here you can change its trim stripe to edge and change the stroke width and depth, and even the angle cut, all the things. If you want to install the light stripe for the cabinet, there are two methods for you. The first is to go to the cloud materials and find this lighting, and find the lighting that can be producible, select them to use them. However, it will only have the groove data but don't have the light source. So if you want to get a render picture, you better use the method 2. For method 2, you can right-click the wall or right-click the panel you want to install the light on them. Then find the lighting and hit install one. Then find one the group can be adjusted. Like for this cabinet, you can select it and hit the G key. Then find this lighting, and here you can see they are for production. So you just select the type that you want it and drop it inside. Then you can select it, then go to the right side to change its width and depth. Another method is to select the panel. Hit the B key to get into the panel selection mode. Select the shelf, hold Ctrl key, and right-click lighting installed. And select the second one because the group can be adjusted. So you just double left click to select it. Then go to the right side to change its parameter and hit generate. Now you can see the light grooves has been made. You can hold Ctrl 7 to check it. You can see it is in blue, so it means it had the production data on this shelf. Now we are going to talk about the notes for the check. First is for the cabinet, and we need to focus on whether there is any overlap between the cabinets or the panels. Like for this one, you can see under this mode, this outline and material one, and there will be some shadow at here between these two door panels. Then you can select one of the door panel and go to the right side to check its cover method. Like at its left side, it's full cover. And let's moving up, you can see they are using the same vertical board. So its left side cover method needs to be changed to the partial covered, like this type. Now the shadow disappears, which means it is okay for the door panel. Second is that you need to check the structures of the cabinets, like the joint methods between the cabinet, including the joint methods for the panels. Like top button covers the size covers the top and bottom. Next is the shrinkage values for the panels and shelves. Like for this cabinet, you can select it and go to the right side, hit more parameter. Like for this top parameters, you can see its structures here. Its size covers the top. So you need to make sure that the joint method is correct, also including these indentation values. Moving down, you can see more indentation values for the other panels and shelves. Here is for you to check the panels. The first is the vertical board. For this vertical board, there's no need to group these two cabinets together if you are using two size panels. However, if you are using single vertical board for two cabinets, then you need to group them together to make sure that connectors can be inserted between them. And also, like this type, these tables with countertops, you need to connect them together, and you can using Control G, this is a shortcut key to combine them together. Like for this cabinet, and you can see I'm using two single units to connect them. And for this one, there is no left-sized panels, so they're using the same vertical board, and they are not a single unit. After you finish the design of these two units, you need to combine them together. Just hold Control key to combine them together, Control G to group them together. And for this one, this also is a single unit. This is the tables, this is the counter. And they are not connected together, you can see. So after you finish the design for this, the same way, select them together and Control G to group them. Now it's time to check the door panel separately, like the door type, the door open direction, the handle direction, and for the drawer, you need to convert it out. Between the two drawers, they will have a vertical board, and whether there is the vertical board for the cabinet have 3 doors. What's more, you also need to check the cover value and gap for the doors, even including whether they are aligned. And third is to check the drawer name and make sure that whether the styles of all door panels and drawers are correct. Like you can hit the O key to open the door to check the open direction. Like now you want to confirm whether the all doors are the same type. You can come to here, the list of quotation. In quotation part, you can come here to see the wardrobe quotation. The first is the unit. And scroll down, here is the panel. You can come here to check all the panel names and their materials to confirm whether they are the same type. For the functional part, when you install the drawer, you need to make sure that it's a box inside. However, when you install the drawer, it will generate a box inside. What's more, you still need to pay attention to whether there is a vertical board between the two drawers. Otherwise, you cannot install the slide inside. And for the wire rack, you need to make sure that it has some gap between the front and bottom, and even at the top, which will make sure that it can be installed properly. And it is the stands for the frame set. Like now for this cabinet, you just hit the G key to get into the functional part to find the wire rack. Here is the white cabinet functional part. You just come here to find the type you want it and drop it out. Then you need to make sure that it will have some distance to the other part. And you can also select this wire rack, then go to the right side to show this pop-up window to change its details. And this is the distance to the front and the distance to the back. Then you can also change it to 1. Here also you can select the processing method. You just build it. And for the frame set, you can come to here, the cabinet functional part to find 1, and just drop it inside. You can see it will directly have the distance to all direction. You can also select it and go to the right side to change this detail. More for the wire rack, you shouldn't create this type of a wire rack by directly placing the vertical boards and the horizontal boards. You need to go to our functional part to find the one that you needed to use them. Because if you're directly placing like this, there will be some overlap. You can using this type, just drop it inside. Then you can hide the board to see the groove. And you can see it will be like this type. You can hit Ctrl 7 to see it in this display mode to check whether there is any overlap. If you're using the drawers from the functional part, you need to check whether the support panel has been installed in the cabinet drawers, and it may affect the drawer sliding function. And for the shelf, you need to check the layer panel alignment. And if the distance is very subtle and affects drawing, use the align functions to adjust the layer panel. You can see in the functional part there are two drawer assembly. The first is under the door wardrobe combination. The second one is under the door covering. So you can see that this one have no support, but for the door covering, and if you have some support, so you just drop it and drop it out for using. It will also directly indent it. For this one, if you don't have this type. But for these two shelves, if you want to make them align, you can use this align function. Select this panel and then move it to top and align to this face. Then these two shelves will be aligned. Next is to check the texture directions of the upper and lower door panels, as well as adjacent cabinet doors panel is consistent. Generally, door panels have a vertical texture, while drawers mostly have a horizontal texture, and the width of the individual panel should not exceed 1,200 millimeters, and the length should be less than 2,400 millimeters. And you can also adjust the dimension based on your factory standard. Like for this type, you can check all the texture direction. What's more, you can also hit Ctrl 7. And under here, you can see this front and back. Then you can see this arrow is the direction of the texture. This is the way for you to check the texture direction for the panels and cabinet. When you're checking the handle, you need to make sure that the cabinet handles is not conflict with the sliding doors. For the handle, you need to confirm that the cabinet handle will not conflict. When you're checking the handle, you need to make sure that the cabinet handles will not conflict with the sliding doors or the door panels. Also, you need to check the door open direction. Also, you need to make sure that the handle position is right. Like for this one, you can select one of the door and hit the O key to close the door and move it to check whether there is any conflict. And for the handle position, still the same way, you can hit the O key to open the door to check whether the handle position are correct. Finally, you need to check the dimension for each cabinet. So you just get into the product you make and select the cabinet. Then at the right side, you can see its dimension. Also, you can go to the top. Here it's the unit. Then it will show the dimensions of each unit. You can check it by this way. Okay, at here I also hide the 3 cabinets. And hit escape key to escape from this function. Now we are going to talk about the note for the order. Before placing the order to the factory, you can also make some documents and send them to the factory together. Here are some references for you guys. The first thing is that you can attach the overall appearance diagram for the styles and internal structure diagram for the cabinets, or the text annotated diagram or document note, like the dimension diagram at the right side. It can be consist of the following information, like the made material color of the cabinets, the door panel styles and materials. You can even attach the picture for those styles and materials, the models and quantities of the handle. If you have the special brand requirements, you can also note it to the factory. like the 165-degree hinge, and the quantity is 6. Even include some non-panel items like the decorative top lights and Roman columns. In your designs, if the size exceeds this limit, better to make a note when placing an order, like where to break the panels. If the boards have the light striped grooves, you can also make a note on it to let your factory know about that. And if your clients have some special joint masons requirements, you can also note it here, then to send this to the factory together. So how to make this kind of the picture? You can come here to use the annotate graph and only show these three. This one is to annotate the dimension. You can select this part and then use dimensions to annotate its size. You can left click and move it and select this one to delete it if you want it. Here is one key remarks. You can come here to change it to the light style or show the internal size like this. And if you don't want some number, you can delete them directly. Then after you convert this okay, you can hit export. Then you can come here to input the scheme name, changes like the wardrobe and the table, or input the other things. At the top, you can get a lid for it. Like just select the lid and left click and move it out. Double click to modify it. For this one, you can mark the substrate for this board and also get a text note for it. Just hit the place that you want to place the text. Then you can modify it like this and left click and hold your mouse to move it. After you placing all the note on it, you can go to the top to download it. So this is the method that how you can get the annotated diagram for your factory. Then you can download it. It will save it to your local computer. Next, we are going to talk about how to place the order. There are three methods for you to place the cabinet. The first is to place based on the space. The second is to place the cabinets for the whole floor plan. The third is to place the orders based on each cabinet. Like in the living rooms, there are many cabinets in there, like the side cabinet, the hallway cabinet, the TV cabinet. Then you can select the cabinets separately then to place order. So let's check them one by one. The first method is to place order by space. After you finish the design of the cabinet, you just right click. Here, order splitting. You can hit this place order to DMS. Then up here, you need to input your DMS account. Then just authorize the login. Here is where you can add the customer info. Like you can come here to add the customer, input your customer name, phone, and address, and hit confirm. Next, you need to come here, client name, to select the client that you just added. Then you need to go to the top to input the order name. You can input the order name based on the order regulation for your own enterprise. Next, you need to come to here to source information to input the contact, phone, and deliver address. And place order to DMS, or you can directly download the order files. Now it has ordered to the DMS successfully. However, for the designer, you still need to hit the DMS system, and it will show you this CRM system. You need to come here to select it and submit it to the factory. However, before that, you can come here, detail, and scroll down. Here is attachment function. Then you can come here to upload the attachment, like the annotated diagram. Then to save it, check it, submit it. Then the order splitter will see these orders in the JEGA AiCutlist system. Then you can see in this JEGA AiCutlist interface, here is the order that you just submit. You just left click. Then you can see the order you just submit here. Let's talk about the next order placing function is batch order. it placed all the cabinets in the floor plan. For this function, you just right-click here, order splitting, and batch order DMS. Then at the left side, you can see the master bedroom and another room, study room. Then you can select all, and here also select all. Then you can go to the upper middle part to hit this batch order DMS. As I already logged in my account, so it will directly show me these things. Here I'm going to select the same customer name, and you can see it already create an order number for us as we already submit one order before. So I just select it. Here you need to input the order name again. Then here you can associate with the original orders or create a new order. Now I create a new order. Then input the contact number and deliver address. Place order to DMS. Still go to the DMS system. Here you can see this order, check it and submit it. Hit yes. Then let's get into the JEGA AiCutlist to see it. Now you can see we have created a new order here. You just left click to get inside. You can see it is classified based on 2 bedrooms. Now we are going to introduce the last place order function. Now we are going to introduce how to place the order for the cabinet one by one. Now I want to place order for this single unit. I just select both of them. Right click, order splitting, place order DMS. Then still the same customer. Here you can select one of the order to associate with the one that you already placed. Then input the contact, phone, and deliver address. Input the order name and place order to DMS. You can see now we cannot submit it because we already submit this order. So let's directly get into the JEGA AiCutlist. When we get into this interface, and I already associate that single cabinet with this master bedroom, we already associate that single cabinet in this order. So we just directly left click to get inside. Then you can see this single cabinet we just placed. If you directly download the order file and send it to your order splitters through other channels, then the order splitter can directly go to the JEGA AiCutlist, then compute the file import to import the semi-gut file. Like now, you right-click on the place order to DMS and select one of the customer, a new order, input the name and the contact, phone, delivered address, then download this order file. Now it is downloaded to your computer. And then you can send that files to the order splitter. After the order splitter get that file, the workers can get into this JEGA AiCutlist. Then come here, import, to import the AiHouse file. Then you can input the name for it and hit confirm. Then the order splitter can directly start the job.